Hello and welcome all. So this video marks the end of our first module at uni, or like 95% of the end. Let me explain.
So, shout out to Owen. He's amazing. He's one of the funkiest penguins around. I promised Owen a shout out, and here it is. I'm pretty sure both of us hate our jobs. I think that's something that's a truth. I'm not sure. I've got a bit of a cold, so that's why I sound a bit nasally. But yeah, shout out to Owen.
So our first module is the animal kids show that we have to perform to 4 to 7 year olds as our first module at university. I have loved the fact that we're being graded and made to act for our course, right? To actually acting instead of shitty exam papers and having to think about stuff that I could not care less about, such as thinking as a costume designer for a play I don't even like. Although last year I did quite like A Day in the Death of Joe Egg. That Eddie Izzard version on YouTube was...
I've never committed adultery.
Well, there you are. That's splendid.
I've got that dark humour that sits well with me. I hide my darker, more offensive humour because I don't quite like getting cancelled, to be honest. But there we go. I'm actually wearing, apart from this red, I'm wearing my costume, the dungarees, this hat, and my hippo ears, right? I'm wearing my costume. Anyway, we've been going over this as our main focus for the last 3 months, this animal play that we've been doing. Almost since we started uni, really. So it's quite mental that our very first project has now come to an end. Join me in this video as we discuss the rehearsals leading up to it, the actual performances on the day, additional information that I figured was relevant, and the after show. Let's begin. So part 6 took you up to round about the 5th of December. I was scared for the show because there was loads of stuff that had to be done, and you could count the number of rehearsals we had left on 2 hands. Right. This is where we continue. The 6th of December, we had our Greek theatre lesson, but only from 10 till 11:15ish, which was good because there was a Cinio, Cymraeg and Ddim in the Zen bar at uni for those of us that speak Welsh. Me and Henry went to it. Henry's much more fluent than I am in Welsh, but it was fun being able to try and speak Welsh with other people. I was probably the least fluent there, admittedly, but I understood, like, the basics, you know, not like... generally what was said most of the time. Thing is with Welsh, right, it's about like the passion you have for it. I know I sound cringy, right, that's fair enough, right, but I really enjoy learning Welsh, so I try and use it, or failing that, if there are words that I don't know, I'll use the English. So I'll be using Wenglish, which is a term that I mentioned last video. One of the blessings in Welsh is that if you don't know the Welsh, it's totally normal to use the English. We call it Wenglish. So like, I don't know, pa mor defnyddiol bydd Cymraeg yn eich career. I know what career is, go for. But if I don't know, then it's totally fine. We turned up, we sat down, the English. It was me, Henry, the same woman who watched me do my PowerPoint that I mentioned also last video, and another woman initially, but more and more people began to turn up. Overall, I think there were about 10 of us there, and we had loads of food. Like there was chips, chicken, samosas. Yeah, there was quite a lot there. Yeah, chicken and samosas there. Me and Henry feasted like kings, Welsh kings. Naturally, I had mayo with my chips, and for some reason, the others were quite reluctant to eat, oddly, and one of the lecturers, bless him, was encouraging people to tuck in. I was more than happy to, don't get me wrong, but not even myself can consume the amount of food on that table. The others were talking Welsh stuff to each other, and me and Henry were consuming food. It was really nice. We were there until about 1:40ish, when we had to go to the day's rehearsal that we had, right? So we were eating quite a lot, and then eventually we had to go to our rehearsal, which is why we couldn't eat too much, because otherwise we'd be too full and we'd be sick of the rehearsals. But on that rehearsal, we just went over some of the songs and some of the choreography and stuff. Now, I want to talk about the week commencing the 10th of December, because it was really, really busy. Monday we were doing rehearsals, so I woke up at 6.
Shemai, so today is Monday the 11th of December. Even though it looks really dark, it's only like 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm looking back because I thought there's someone, I keep thinking there's someone there. But yeah, our Animal Kids show debuts in 2 days from Wednesday to Friday. I'm absolutely terrified. I love it, right? But we haven't had a full run through yet. We haven't even done it with the band, the music. Yeah, but the only thing that we have done, almost, is the costumes. I know I got my costume, but not everyone does. We haven't done it with the band. We haven't done a full run through yet. Oh, and we've got 2 rehearsals left. Although to be fair, we are in pretty much all day for the next 2 days for our show to be on Wednesday, Thursday, and I think Friday.
I got the train for about 7ish, and I was in Cardiff for 8 o'clock. So I went to my accommodation and I unpacked. I'd be staying in Cardiff from Monday to Friday because it's the week of our show. I cancelled my driving lesson for this week just so I could focus on this show with no added stress whatsoever. We were in uni from like 9:30 in a normal room to practice the show in its entirety, or almost in its entirety. And we did a run through of the stuff, going over songs and dialogue and choreography until about 12 o'clock, where we had a break. I went back to mine for some food, and when we came back, we were in the theatre with the band. The songs sounded so much better with a band. Like the backing track's alright, but with a live band it sounds so much better. Monday went really smoothly and was really good. I went and got a free burrito from my bargains I get, as well as some grey socks and wet wipes for my costume and my makeup in the evening.
Shemai, so today is Monday the 11th of December. We had a big lesson today, 5 hours, nearly 6 hours of going over what we need to do because our show is in 2 days, 4 days. Yeah, we did what we needed to, run over everything. Finally, with the technicians, like the lighting and the mics and everything, finally, what we needed to do. I think, despite what I said last week, I think it's promising that we could potentially get it. I think we will, but it all comes down to what happens tomorrow, because tomorrow is our final rehearsal, so, you know, one last chance to see if we got it or not. I think we can just about get it though, I think so. Anyway, after the lesson I went back to mine, I got some food, I had a free tortilla, and then I had to go to Primark to get some stuff for tomorrow.
Tuesday, the day before the show, we woke up at the uni for 8, I got into costume, I had my makeup done, I had my mic put on, and we did a run through. Now this went quite decently, I think, and then I saw that they began putting posters up of our show outside, because you got the room there, and a little corridor with all posters up, and then you got like the canteen area. Now, I really like this poster, it's really good. I just have one slight little question about it, just one. Why is there a giraffe in it when there are no giraffes in the play? Other than that, it looks really good. Very cartoonish, which fits in well with the audience, because our audience, and the module in general, is about kids' theatre. It's for children, and we're having kids aged 4 to 7 watching us. Anyway, we did a second run through, which also went quite smoothly, I believe. I got out of costume, I undid my makeup. Quite a lot of people were nervous about getting up for tomorrow, because we were called for 8 AM, as the show begins at 10. I had my TV alarm on, which is just a YouTube video. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning at this point, and it was just a 6-hour YouTube video, which was a timer. I had my Google Nest alarm and my iPhone alarm set ready.
So it is currently like 12:15 in the morning. I gotta be up. I gotta be at the uni for 8 o'clock. Luckily I'm commuting, so it's only across the road. But I'm terrified at the idea that I might not wake up, because we've got to be there for 8. Because the play is tomorrow at 10 o'clock, right? But we've got to be 2 hours early to set up costume, makeup and all that. But I'm bloody terrified, not for the play, but the idea of not waking up. So I've set a couple of fail-safes. Over there, I've got my TV playing a 6-hour alarm. I got my Google Nest, which is up there somewhere, playing, which will set off an alarm, hopefully, about 6:30. And then my phone has got several alarms on it. So hopefully at least one of them works, or someone from my class got to just kick my door in.
The next morning was fun. I got up about 7ish. I was in my costume for 8ish, makeup, all that done. We started the show at 10. And just as the kids were walking in, bless them, I remember one of the kids going, "I'm so excited!" Oh, it was so wholesome, bless them. But the play begins, we do the play, and I think it went really well. Like, there were a few rough edges, but generally really good. Nerves were at an all-time high, but this is natural for the first time that I do a show. Once you're on stage, from then on though, and every performance after that, it's smooth sailing. We had 3 performances to do on day 1. Our show was from about 10 to 11ish, and then our second one from 12 till 1ish, I think, roughly. Not sure. Our second one was my favourite for the day. It was the best one in terms of smoothness and preference. After the show, we had food prepared for us. There was a platter of food backstage for us. We had like sandwiches, chicken, quiche, fruit, and your bhajis. There was quite a lot, which I really enjoyed. Then our third show was from 1:30 to 2:30, and the third show wasn't as fun for me because for the first day we had a mic guy who wasn't professional at all. In fact, he wasn't even capable at his job, right? Now, I've got to be careful what I say online, obviously, but there were a lot of complaints against him made by a lot of the girls in our class for reasons that you can piece together for yourself. Not only by the girls though, but by others in our class, because the stupid pillock was setting off party poppers backstage during our show. Like, we're acting, kids theatre, all really jolly and all that. He's meant to be, checking your mic, making sure that your mic works and all that. But he was being a dick. He's a student too. He's either second or third year. Our director is amazing though, bless him. He told us the next day that formal action was going to be taken against him, and he was fired from working on the show. Our director is a legend, right? We love him. My class love him. We can't speak highly enough of him. Anyway, the stupid mic guy didn't put my mic on properly and securely, so when I'm acting, the bloody battery pack that's by here, where it's clipped onto, fell down to my ankle halfway through my first song, and I could feel it. Now, I've been at my acting club for 10 years, right? And one of the most important things is to never break out of character. So I'm there like dancing and acting and all, the battery pack's flopping about around my ankle. I could feel it hitting my ankle at moments, right? I could feel it hitting it, but you just gotta carry on. I'm there like internally wondering what the hell I could do, but externally I was putting on a show, I'm acting and all that. But inside I'm like, what the hell can I do? It was really weird, I was thinking 2 different things at the same time. But anyway, halfway through the second show, I'm trooping on as well as you can with a mic, going more and more askew, the mic's flapping about, the battery pack, the mic thing's coming down to my neck. I planned to be able to fix it after the second song, because there's a solid 3 minutes that I'm not on. But during the second song, one of the tech guys comes on stage and ushers to me to come off stage, so I had to. The others carry on the song without me, and I get my mic fixed again. Bloody hell. I'm back on them for the rest of the song, but by then all my favourite stuff had been sabotaged, which is Imvubu, the Happiest Hippo, and Lucas. Imvubu had been sabotaged because of the floppy battery pack and the skewing mic, and Lucas because I've been taken off stage. The rest of the show went alright though, as well as it could be. Our first day wasn't my favourite, but it was definitely an experience, and we love experiences. After our performances, we went to Sophie's for a bit, and we played Among Us. Now, I haven't played Among Us that much since, back during the pandemic, when I used to live stream it. I streamed it, almost every single day. I played Among Us with them until I had to get the train. I had a Christmas party to go to with my family, which was really nice. It was a hog roast. It was a club thing that my sister goes to, but it's quite close to our family. So we all went, and it was really nice. It was just kids disco thing, so obviously it was really loud. But yeah, I got drunk on tea because I had 3 cups of tea, which were 2 or 3 sugars in. I'm surprised I'm not diabetic yet, but there we go. Now, because I'm extra frugal, I went back for seconds. And what I did was, all the seconds I got, I put on the plate, and then I put all that into a spare drink cup, which I would take back for uni the next day, so I didn't have to make food. I really enjoyed the party though, because also I hadn't seen my nan in literally ages, and she went as well, so that was really nice. Anyway, after that I had to get the train back to Cardiff, because we had to be up at 8 again, you see, and I didn't want to be late. Now, I was back at mine for about 10 o'clock-ish. Mine is in my accommodation for 10-ish. It was a really, really busy and absolutely bloody mental day, but a good experience. Day 2 of the show. Same routine. Up and out, at the uni for 8. Costume, makeup, mic. Henry and Levi had a go at makeup for laughs on Sophie.
You found it funny, but
I found it funny, but you did it.
then you called social services.
Yeah.
Also, Sophie's goatee, goatee, Imvubu.
My temporary hippo associate wife? Is that mentioned in the song? I don't know. It was on this day that our director told us about the dodgy mic guy and how he's having formal action taken against him and stuff. Ugh. We love our director to bits. He didn't take any messing from that dodgy mic guy. He sorted him out. Now, this day was our fourth performance of the show, and this went really good. As far as I know, everything went smoothly. The audience we had, as well, also, the audience made us a card in advance, bless them. I don't know who took the card home, but I'm sure we can get a photo to show on screen. I loved the way the card made. It was so heartwarming. After the show as well, I went to mine and I had a sandwich. I had to use up my perishable food because I'm going home over Christmas, so I used my bread and had a sandwich with the food that I had from the party yesterday. Went to Primark not long after, followed by JD Sports, and I bought a mini bag because people said I should stop bringing my big bag when we go out, which is right here. It's quite nice, to be fair. This mini bag, quite nice. More on that later. Then quite a few of us went out and we got a fruit tea thing. It was really good. Naturally, I took a photo with everyone and we all headed back to the uni because we had to watch a show from the second years as we have to make a review on it, I think. I think we do. Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, now I didn't really understand this play, to be honest, but a few of the people in the play were funny. I'm keeping what I say vague and generic for my own peace of mind, and it's because this is public. But as a plot, I didn't really get it. But there we go. After the show, we went back to Sophie's place, and I got myself another acting job. I can't say what for, but I've been on this show several times before. It's actually on this day, today. I'm at my accommodation before I head over to where we were shooting, which I'm very much looking forward to. On the day, Sophie cooked pizza and made nachos with cheese on it. I also bought nachos and salsa because I live in the same building, but on the next floor up. We were going to go out for a bit, but we didn't. We did chat for a bit though, which was nice. And around about 8 o'clock-ish, I was back in my room, just chilling out, and I set my alarms for the next day. Day 3. I had set loads of alarms, but I foolishly either turned them off in my sleep, or I kept pressing snooze. I don't remember, but I didn't get an alarm, despite setting them the night before. I got a call from Christian at 8:30 asking where I was. He was my knight in shining armour. I was asleep. I hear my ringtone, like, huh? Shit! He was my knight in shining armour. I booted it down for uni. I was there for 8:40ish. I got into my costume and makeup for 9, and we did our warm-up, etc. Now, our show was 10 till 11 again, and this play went smoothly. But just like that, after we performed the play for the final time, it was all over. Once the play had finished, we were allowed to wave at the audience as they were leaving, bless them. We're not normally supposed to, but we were allowed to. And we went into the lobby then, where there were cakes, orange juice and biscuits that we could have. Now, Christian was going home for Christmas on this day, and we all talked to his little brother, bless him. I put my hippo ears on him, and Henry taught him words that don't actually exist in the English lexicon, such as fodder, and so they had to go. We were going to change back then into normality, so makeup off, costume off, and done. But I asked the director what he wanted done with the costume, and he let me keep it, bless him. I got my costume for free because the uni are reimbursing me for it, and I took it because obviously, right, why not? I got a free hat, free hippo ears, technically these are mouse ears, but whatever, and my dungarees, and grey t-shirt, but that's in the wash. I stayed in my accommodation for a bit until I went out, still fully in costume, because I bought a bin for my accommodation. I'm keeping all my rubbish in my own bin, so I don't have to get involved with the communal bin. Right. And just like that, the first module is over. 3 months of being Imvubu, the happiest hippo. It's mental that since the start of uni I've been working on this show, all leading up to these last few days. It's all over. There's onwards and upwards. Next we have our Greek theatre module, which we're planning over Christmas. I'm not sure because we were meant to start planning it a bit beforehand, but one big thing at a time, do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's to come. But tonight was our final showing of our play. So tonight we're all going out, a proper night out in Cardiff. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, let's see what happens tonight. We were allowed to keep our costumes for the show. So now I look a bit like a rejected Mario brother. But I could wear this unironically. I wore dungarees before the show. I think they look quite cool, very snazzy. But also, tomorrow I am booked for a haircut. Never had it this long before, holy Christ. It's a nightmare keeping it somewhat tidy up, babe. And also I bought some cider from a market stall because I was in a good mood. I looked a bit like a pillock walking around Cardiff, dressed like a rejected Mario brother, or like a really broke bin man in my grey dungarees, carrying a cheap Argos bin, but it's fine. When I got back to my accommodation, I was hungry, so I used up some stuff that I have in my fridge. So it wasn't wasted for over Christmas, because that's money, and that's expensive. It was the rest of my potato salad, some rice, coleslaw and some mayo, all that in a sandwich. Then I was chilling in my accommodation, writing the script for this, or partially writing the script for this, and then I had a phone call from Henry saying that there were loads of people downstairs in Sophie's accommodation and that I was asked to come down with them and join them. Now I felt a bit bad though, because people buy alcohol and I've never been the one to go out and bring stuff back for everyone to have. But we had some drinks. I did.
No,
I missed. I didn't bring my bag for once. I had my mini bag, but I wasn't very smart today. I dressed smart, because last time we went out, I brought my smartest clothes with me. I had this black shirt and black trousers, but they're at home now. They were being washed at the time. But on the night we went to Wetherspoons for a while, I had quite a lot of drinks. The other times that we've been out, I've either had a driving lesson, I've had work early or uni the next day, so I couldn't drink. Or if I did, it was like 1 drink max. Not for the driving lesson, obviously. Right. But there were no such limitations this time. So yeah, I had quite a lot. My emails were full of Wetherspoon's receipts. There were loads of us at the table, and we had a really good time. I ordered onion rings at one point, but there was no mayo nearby from where I was sat. But Belle came to my aid and got mayo for me.
I'm fucking starving.
My mayo, the mayo saviour.
Of course, I got you back, baby.
There are mixed opinions on this though. Eleanor added the mayo onto the onion rings and did a very good job with the quantity, I'd say. They didn't hold back. They squirted it. It was quite a lot. Very nice. Loads of photos and videos were taken on this night, and I will have included as many as I think I publicly can, without later. Without later regretting it. Anyway, we carried on throughout the night, later going back to my accommodation to use the loo. Other people went back to others for the same. And we went back out to a club that cost £3 to come in. They stamp your hand. But we didn't stay in long. I paid £3 to go to the loo again, essentially. Anyway, after that, we walked around a bit longer until we went back to Belle's. And we had some laughs and a few more drinks until about 2 AM when I went back to my accommodation for what was left of the night. The next day, I woke up at about 9ish. I was on the train for about 10, the bus for 11, and I had a haircut. I haven't had one in ages, right? Like since the start of summer. I never got around to having one until too late, because I was asked to keep my hair as it was for the show. If you think back then, it was like that, like huge. I like having my hair short. I like this. It's much easier, and I was home then for midday. But that is as far as is relevant to the week of our performance for Module 1 of university. We were working on this show for 3 months, since almost the start of uni, which is, quite frankly, quite scary to think. What's also scary is the fact that we were busy right up to the end of uni, because our final show was on the 15th of December, which was the final day that uni was on, and uni had lessons until the end of term, right? As I record this, it is Monday the 18th, I believe, so 1 week to go until Christmas. Our first term has concluded! It's the end of the beginning. This is my final goodbye to beautiful creatures and to the character of Imvubu. I hope I did you justice, Imvubu. Next, we have our Greek theatre module and reviews that we have to do next. But obviously, I will be documenting this in this overarching series, as I always do. But anyways, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Be sure to like and subscribe. Have a good day. Don't forget to drink hot chocolate. Stay safe. Have an amazing Christmas and an even better New Year.